Welcome back, man, to another great episode of Comedians in Bed. And as always, I have a special guest with us today. Now, listen, it's been real hard trying to find funny people on the show, right? Everybody asks, like, how did you find me? Da, 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 da. It's really not that hard. I just look at a comedian's page and I look at who they follow. And then I came across this comedian. I was like, wait, stop. And I seen her material and I was like, man, this girl funny. She doing her thing out here. Ain't nobody doing what she doing. I gotta have her on the podcast, right? So she made like a little story, and I was like, let me just fake laugh, ha 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 ha, and then like get her attention, so that way she know when I ask her. I had a plan. I had a whole plan. She don't even know about that. I had a whole plan, and I was like, I'm gonna wait a couple days so I can ask her if she could be on the podcast, and she said yes, man. She said yes. I'm so excited. You guys don't even know how she don't even know how excited I am. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this next guest coming up on the podcast here, man. Everybody, please give a round of applause for our next guest, Ritu Tirthani. Ritu, what's going
What's
on?
up? Love
Hold on,
the fake applause.
I'm gonna do the applause over. There
Oh
we
my,
go.
that is like my favorite thing. Wow, this is great. I
What is
like
going
it.
on, man?
So I love that stalker story. So you were stalking me. Okay, that's great. All right. And
Cyrus.
I fell for it. So hey, that's on me. Indians are known for scam calls, but I'm just gonna be it's gonna be the one who fell for it, I guess. That's fine.
Ritu, man, you are hilarious, man. I'm glad you're on the podcast today, fresh off of work, man. Okay, let's what like your when people first hear your name, like how do they respond when they first hear your name? Because when you go on stage, they usually give a little next comic coming up, blah blah blah. Like, what's people reaction when they see you when they first see you come on stage?
um yeah. So, first question for you. Why do you have so many cats on here? What is happening here? Let's talk about you first. I don't think
Cats.
anybody interviews you. Anybody doesn't. Do they know what tutai is? You love cats for sure. The
I
ugly
actually
ones too. All right, cool.
So the cat thing is working on me. My girlfriend, she has a cat, and
Mm.
I have no other choice but to accept it. And cats is kind of like comedians. We strays and we kind of live anywhere.
Uh-huh. All right. I've never heard that comparison. So, hey, I like that. That's great. Comedians in bed with so many cats around. I love this podcast. This is great.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, your question was, what do people think when I say? Well, first of all, I am one of the most wanted one when they put me on show because host is
Mhm.
always looking for me. Like, how do you pronounce it? How do you?
Yeah.
They don't care about any other names. They're like, we don't want to fuck it up, because yeah. If a white person goes up and fucks up my name, it's not good for them.
It's
It's
a
a sensitive
given, man.
country. It's a sensitive country, you see. But I can fuck up any name.
Right,
Yes,
right.
sir.
You
And
have
but
that
I'm
right.
fine. I'm fine with this face. You can get
Yeah.
away. You can get away with things. I did not answer that question, but let's
No,
say
you did.
it's
No, you
fine.
did. I actually love when were you born in the United States or were you born in
No,
your
I was
hometown?
born in India. I moved here
Okay. So
16 and a half years. Mhm.
I love when foreigners keep their name. Indians don't really change their name, but like Asians, they'll come over here and their first name will be Chuck when it's really not Chuck, and it's like, come on, dog. Like, so I love that y'all keep your name. So I always want to like know your name, like how you pronounce it. Like, do your name like have like a special meaning?
Oh, yes, it does. What a good question. Okay, I like this. All right. So it has a meaning. It was in my language in Hindi. It's it's a rainy season. That's it. I was born in a month when it rains a lot in India. So my parents were very creative. They were like, we're gonna name her.
Do you enjoy when it rains? Or are you a
Oh, I love it. Oh yes, I do actually. Yes.
there is a my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off. There is actually a name for people who love the rain. Did you know that?
No.
I'm gonna Google it. I used to have a
You don't
playlist.
know it either. Look at you. You're like, I'm gonna Google
I used to have
it.
the name because I made a whole playlist about it. Let me see. It started with a P. People who enjoy the rain. It's something with a P. Oh Jesus, give me strength. It's Pluvio and then Phile. Plu. Mm. We gonna do this.
Is it
Plu.
my English exam or it's a podcast about comedians? It's like you failed. You have to move back to India. So this was a trick.
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it, but basically it's basically a term that describes people like who enjoy like when it rains and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love when it rains, man. That for real, honestly, that's when I find myself like writing the most when it rains.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing much to do inside the house, and I
Well,
mean,
you can
I
watch
love.
Netflix and binge all day.
That's right. I hate watching TV, but yeah, that's a good plan.
Really?
That's a good. I cannot sit at one place, so that is my
Mm,
problem. I'm
mm,
working on it, though. I am
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get better.
Is that one of
Um,
those like? Is that like one of those like chairs where it hangs and you kind of like swinging it a little bit?
yeah, I'm fancy. I didn't tell you that.
The
Uh,
'90s. Were you born in the '90s?
yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
That was a good question about my age. Well, you can't just because you asked a woman her age. So this is the last podcast Ty is doing. That will
So you came over here 6 years ago. What's like the difference between the cultures and how did you adjust to the American culture?
uh, I like it here. It's a better country in terms of air conditioning at home, and all those. Yeah, I mean, it is. Oh, you did use that fake laugh. I like that. Can you get the applause again? That was a very good joke, please. Can I? Yes, standing ovation. No, you don't. I've never seen this nonsense. This is fake laughs was hilarious. Why do we run after laughs? We have these. Why
I
the
have
fuck am I writing jokes? Just dying after our laughs. That's cool. Hey, what was the question? Yeah, America is great. It's a fun country, but it is a lonely country for sure. That is something I've noticed. That's the difference that I don't like. Uh, it's a lot of people in India, so we are always surrounded by a lot of people. I have like 20,000 family members. All right. And here I don't even know my neighbors. So that is, that's the difference. There are a lot of good things about this country.
Really,
Uh,
there is.
huh?
I said, really, there is.
Right? You don't want this anymore? You're done? Where are you moving next? You're done with America, huh? You're done with America and the cats. All right. What's next for you?
I mean, America's cool. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I think we're kind of one of those Gen X teenagers who just think too highly of ourselves.
Uh-huh.
That's what it pretty much is. I think maybe just being born and raised here, I'm kind of like over it. I really want to move to Canada, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's a good some good move.
yeah. I will say.
Yeah.
I can see me doing it though.
Um. What's that?
Like I said, I can see me doing it though. Moving to Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, from Ohio to Canada. That'll be well. Ohio to India would actually be an easier move, I would say. Both are third world countries, so I guess that'll be easy for you to.
Did you start doing comedy in India?
No, I moved. I learned here.
Okay. What made you pick up comedy here? Like
I was no, it was not a plan, or it was not something I wanted to do ever. I was just trying to find what I love doing because I had like a lot of musicians friends, and they were like really excited. They were not even getting paid, but they would still run to get gigs and like they enjoy what they were doing. I was just like, what am I good at, or like what do I love doing? So I tried like a lot of classes and a lot of things. um, and I took a comedy class from nowhere just for trying stuff. And after the class, I did my first open mic, and I bombed really bad, but I loved it. I was like, oh shit, I want to go back.
Yeah.
So I kept doing it, and I kept getting better, and I enjoyed learning a new skill. So that's how I got into it. Not really somebody who loves watching stand up, and it's like, oh my god, when am I going to get on SNL? I didn't even know what SNL was. So that's
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it's from nowhere, but I am going to continue this forever. So
What did your family or parents think when you told them that you were doing comedy?
they asked, the first thing they asked was, is it getting, are you getting paid for it? And I was like, no. And my mom was like, so you're already getting paid less than average American salary, and now you want to make people laugh for free? Okay, why don't you move back? We were better off back in India. Can you just stop doing all this nonsense? Yeah, so they're okay with it, and like they just want to be financially stable, because
Yeah.
they see that it's not sometimes I make really good money, and some months I'm like, I don't have a show. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's not, yeah, stable income basically.
What made you move to America?
I moved here, I got married to Indian guy. Wow, I said that in a sad way. It wasn't. I'm like, Indian guy. Well, in India, they're only Indians, so I don't have much choice. I got married to him, and he moved to America for his job, and I moved with him. And then I was like, we're done. All right, I made
Yeah.
it here. Just kidding. Divorce happened, and I'm here. It's been 4.5 years, and yep.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. So like, did you go to like college in India or anything
Uh
like
huh.
that?
Oh
What did
yeah,
you?
I did my
Yeah.
master's, and I was into HR.
Okay.
I said it like I'm a doctor. I sounded. You were like, "That's next, isn't it?" I failed that exam. That's when my parents were like, "We're done with you. Whatever you want to do in life." And I got divorced. They were like, "Wow, we had to face more in life. All right, keep going. What's next? Free comedian? Hell yeah!" So yeah.
What made you not go back like after the divorce?
Oh
What made
yeah, that
you?
was my first. I did. When I got divorced, I got my ticket and everything. I signed the papers, and I was like, I've never lived alone. I don't even know how to do this, and
Yeah.
how to pay electricity bill. Is there a water bill? I don't know anything. I was
Yeah.
like, what am I gonna do here? So I got a ticket. Like it was in 2 months that I was gonna fly back. But those 2 months were so much fun, just because I was gonna move back. I did so many things that I was like, I'm just gonna try, and I'll give another year. So I canceled the ticket, and like gave another year, and not yeah. I just gave myself some time just to learn and see if I can do anything but myself, because Indian women are not taught to be alone. They're always like very like, how do you call it? Like there are always like a lot of people around them. Like they're very, very, I'm forgetting the word. Protective. They're very
Mhm.
protected. Like the father would protect them, and then they'll get married, the husband would protect them. Like they've never lived a life where like nobody is around them. So I learned all these things, that men and women are equal, and then we take care of ourselves. I can pay my own bills, and I can do my
Yeah.
own things. And I started learning things, and I started enjoying the journey of being independent. So
So is
it
that
was
is
just
that is that when you started twerking?
uh-huh, uh-huh. All right, you've been watching my videos too much. All right, cool. So I'm for after this, I lose a follower, but that's okay. All right.
Who was who was who were you? Who was Ritu before before coming to America, and who are you now? What was that transition like?
Oh, I don't recognize myself. I was very different, and I'm a very different person. I was a very quiet introvert and like just a sad person. Oh my god, I was so boring that I wouldn't want to be with myself, you know? And that's how boring I was. But now I enjoy my own company. I can tell jokes to myself and I can crack myself up. It's just I'm a different person. I enjoy life now. It is so. Oh my god, it seems like a TED talk, but hey, it is. Yes, I was a boring person. I would listen to my parents. Like, I would listen to anybody giving me advice. I'm like, okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah.
They were like, hey, this is the guy you're gonna get married to. I was like, hell yeah, we do it tomorrow. And so like, you're gonna be a doctor. I was like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna study for 4 years. We'll run after this. I didn't even know if I really wanted to become a doctor, but I was like, okay, you want me to do that? I got you. I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but now I really think about everything. If people I hang out with, I don't enjoy the company, I'm not gonna see you again. It's just, a thing I do, I would come home and be like, if I like it, I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it. It's
Yeah.
just I've become very clear in everything I do,
Yeah.
basically.
How how does that freedom feel?
It feels great. It is. I feel like everybody should leave their comfort zone to find themselves. If it sounds like an Instagram quote, but trust me, I just wrote it. But hey, I like those fake laughs. I'm gonna stop saying that. Okay. Um,
No, everybody says it. You're fine.
Right? I know. You're like this girl from poor country loves those fake laughs. Look at her, still cute. uh, I forgot what the fuck you asked. I have dementia, by the way. I'm
Oh
just
no, you're
saying.
fine.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You said, "How does freedom feel?" Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah. How does freedom feel?
Oh, it feels great. Uh, it feels fun to be alone and enjoy your own company. And yeah, I really think even if you're born in the first world country, I would say travel outside a country. Don't just travel and be like, hey, I went to Thailand for 4 days. Fucking amazing, yo. No, go live there. Go live there, live their life, live, talk to a person in a different language, use a
Yeah.
translator. Like, put yourself in positions that you would not really like, and you'll learn so much about yourself. Maybe you really like talking to a different person talking in a different language. You don't care about using a translator just because you really enjoy that person's perspective.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't know. So just try a new thing.
How
And
has like stepping out of your comfort zone shown up on stage?
I still actually think um, when I started, it was a lot of fun doing comedy, and now I'm realizing that like I'm getting so many shows and stuff. I am focusing too much on like I have to kill and like I have to do great. Only yes, it was just yesterday evening that I was sitting with myself and I was like, I need to start focusing back on being enjoying the moment instead of being like I need to kill today, you know. So sometimes you forget that you chose this not to make money or anything. You chose it because you really enjoy it. And then,
Mhm.
so I guess, yeah, initially when I started it, I was doing it for fun, just to learn something new. But after doing it for 3.5 years, I feel like I'm running too much after like shows and stuff. I want to back up a little bit and like just think about why I started this and start enjoying it again. So
Yeah.
I'll get there. I'm not there yet, but uh, yeah.
That's what I tell myself. Like this year I had to learn like how to like channel my anxiety and just remember like we're just here to have fun. Like these people, like they're nobody important. Like nobody's even probably gonna remember you tomorrow. Like just go up there, just have fun.
Everybody is so like into themselves. Yeah, we always look around and we're like, this person is not laughing. They think we suck. They don't. They don't care.
Yeah,
They will go home and fight with their husband and forget about who you were, or what
yeah,
happened. But we don't. Yeah, the anxiety part. Oh my god, it has become my last name. Fucking this comedy thing is so. I did not know how to spell anxiety, but now I can give a speech about anxiety for an hour.
man.
Fucking.
Listen, when I first heard the word anxiety, I thought it was just a white person disease because only white people talked about it, you know.
No.
So then when I
Yeah.
went to college and I was dating somebody, and they was like, "No, I think you have anxiety," and I'm like, "Okay, I mean, we could talk about it, but all right." But uh, weed helps my anxiety, so that's what I
I
use.
mean, yeah. I
And
mean,
deep breaths too. So
uh,
how long have you been doing comedy? You said
3.5 years.
3.5 years, and you have worked your way up to be one of the hosts at the famous Zanies Club.
I know that was a dream. That was like the best message I've ever gotten.
How did that happen?
That happened. I don't know. I did like 4 shows at Zanies back to back, and I did all 4 shows really great because I got back at Zanies after 7 months, and I was just like, she never books me anyway, so who cares? Like, who?
Yeah,
I don't think she cares about who I am. So I was just really enjoying all 4 shows. I did new stuff. I was just having fun because I was like, I don't know when she's gonna stop booking me again. I'm just gonna use this, like, so many people here is what I want. So I'll try new stuff. I'll get out of it, and I just having fun makes it a lot different, and people can sense it. And all 4 shows I really crushed, and she was like, "I think you're ready to host this show for 2 months," and I did. And hosting is the hardest thing in comedy. I think it is so hard because you're not a show star. You just need to accept the fact that people are not going to compliment you as much as you get used to it. You're like, oh, great job. Oh my god, you're my favorite. And then as a host, you're like, they just go up and say people's name or try to be funny in between.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
the first person to go up. You're taking the bullet, but I'm sure I've seen hosts that are hilarious and they're like heart of the show, but it's not that easy for me. So it was a great opportunity, and I learned a lot. But I do think I have to get better at hosting.
What when it comes to hosting, what was like one tool or one trick that you learned that you applied to start finding the success that you would deem as successful?
I think just being comfortable in taking shots. Like sometimes you think something is funny, and you're like, I don't know if I should say that. Like in between comedians, you're like, I don't know if I should just. You should just take a shot, like take a chance and say it because you will not know if it's funny or not until you take a chance and just accept the fact that you're funny and you're there because you're funny. And so
Yeah,
just I think that one thing just and be yourself. I don't think everybody could be like, and I'm not that person. I'm like, we're so excited to be here. I'm not that person. I'm like, we're happy we're here. That's how I talk. So I'm not like excited like that. I've seen other hosts be like, are you guys ready? Say hell yeah. I'm not that person. So just, I guess, just being you is fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to like the club here, like not a comedy club, but like the dance club and stuff like that?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I learned
Okay,
line dancing the other day.
you
So
learn line
boring.
dance.
I
What
must
kind of
say.
line dancing?
I live in Nashville, so I think we have the most racist line. I'm just kidding. No, whatever
Nobody's
the
talking.
line dancing here is, I don't know. It was very boring. They were so strict about it that I will fuck up, and they're like, I'm just learning and being funny.
Have
I
you
don't know.
learned the electric slide?
What's that?
Oh.
Oh
Jesus,
no.
we got it.
You
We got to
want to
get
just
you
and
together.
we're ending the show now? You're like, we're this is not worth my time.
It's one of the most popular line dances. Maybe not in Nashville, but it's definitely one of the most popular. They do it at every wedding. Do they do it at white weddings? I don't know. I think they might try to do it at white weddings, but it's like
Oh.
a black line dance. It's really simple. It's real simple and real easy. I'm pretty sure you'll like it, enjoy it. But the reason why I asked is because when you were saying like the host and how they bring up people, sometimes I feel like they only do that because they hear that in the club, like dancing and stuff like that. Like, so that's
Oh
why I asked
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like with your background and so many different experiences, you have like a boatload of jokes to like
Hmm.
come together. Like, how do you figure out like which one you're gonna like tell? Because you can come from so many angles and so many perspectives.
Yeah, I've been writing and trying to organize this shit. It's just been like, no, I'm still learning. Those are hard questions, sir. That's a hard question. Why don't you answer it, Star? You've done so many podcasts. Answer that question for me.
Um, what I do is I really just tell jokes about like what I'm feeling that day, or sometimes I'll just tell jokes depending on what side of town I'm gonna be on.
Hmm.
Um, if it's a newer joke and I feel real passionate about it, I'll tell it. But I have like this awful thing of like writing jokes and keeping them in my phone for like a whole year and not telling them. But like for real, I do. But my writing process is weird. Like I have to get it out my head, and then once I get it out my head, I'm good. And then when I feel led to like go into it, I'll go into it. So I'm working on this joke. I don't even know when I wrote it. It had to be like over a year ago. I wrote this joke about my mom. Do you know what Rent a Center is?
What center?
Rent a Center. Okay, so it's like this place where you can rent furniture, right?
Okay.
So my mom used to rent furniture, but she always used to be late on the payments. And so like they would come knock on our door and be like, "Hey, we need our couch back," and all that. And we would like hi, like it would not act like we not there, but we was very much so there. So that's a joke I've been working on now. And like when I first started, it was hella long because it was a long story, and I condensed it down. Just wrote it the other day. So sometimes like I'll have a joke on my phone that I'll have that'll be in there for over a year, and then once I feel led to like really write about it, then I'll go ahead and edit it up, touch it up, pop it up a little bit.
Oh really? I if I write a new joke, oh my god, you should see me dancing. I'm like, if there is no open mic, I try Zoom. I'll tell a friend. I'll go on Clubhouse. Like I cannot. If I
Yeah.
like something that I wrote and I want to just see if it works because there is a thing about a new joke. If it works, you're like, oh shit, I can't wait for another show just because I want to tell this new joke to like so many people, and that makes you excited about the set because you kind of do the same set and like
Yeah.
a new joke makes it like, oh hell yeah, I get to do that in the middle of the set, or like, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. I usually come up with my jokes at work, so I'll send a voice note to my friends, my comedian friends who I trust, and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this joke?" And we'll go from there and stuff like that. Voice notes help a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
voice
hey,
notes.
renting furniture, that idea, oh shit, man, that is that is great.
You can rent anything. We can rent anything in this world.
I would have rented this shit if I knew, like. And yeah, I mean, you can. That's weird, but like, so, okay. So I have questions. Follow up question on that trending furniture. So if I buy a couch, okay, and then tomorrow I move somewhere else, so and I take the couch with me, so the furniture people are how are they gonna get the because all your information is there.
I would think that you would have to update it, but me being black, I'm
That's
going
what
to
I'm.
have the six previous addresses.
Me
That's
being
like
Indian, I would have the Indian address actually. I'm like, I'm still in that. I didn't move here.
Have you accidentally like sent something home on Amazon to India instead of sending it away?
Oh, I'm so stingy. That will never happen.
Oh man,
Oh
that's funny.
no.
That is funny. So now, okay, so like you are doing your thing, you making people laugh. I've
Mhm.
never really asked women this, but do you find yourself getting hit on after the show?
Oh yeah, a lot. Not a lot, like, but I also mentioned on in my set about my boyfriend, so that has stopped a little bit. But
Ooh,
before that, it used to be a lot. But I still, I don't think men care about it. They will just come down. They were like, "That was a joke, wasn't it? You don't have a boyfriend, do you?" It depends on my mood. I'm like, you are hot, so guess what? No boyfriend. um, but yeah, but it easy to get out of it. It's not a big deal. Like
yeah,
people will just come to you, and I actually like this about not getting hit on, but like about this country that people compliment each other a lot. That's not very common in India. Like
really,
anybody would just come up to you and be like, "Hey, you beautiful hair," or like, "Oh, I love your smile." Like
yeah,
it's just I don't know how, but it should not be like that, but it does make your day. Like
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Hey, I like your hat, Ty," and you're like, "Oh shit." Did you forget about the podcast? But did you see what Ritu said about my hat? Did you, it just makes your day.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I feel like we don't do it enough, but you are actually down south. So down south, you guys compliment more and speak
More,
more. Up
more actually
north,
than more than needed for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes I'm
Up
like,
north,
I
we
yeah,
don't really talk to each other. We just walk past each other and
oh
that's it.
really? No,
Yeah.
it is. This is very, yeah, I guess, yeah. Small
So
talk is like too much here. Yeah.
so is India like that too? Like so one part of India it could be one way, but in another part of India it could be totally different.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so many castes in India that everybody has their own little cultures and things going on. So everybody
Yeah.
pretty much follows that. And yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So where does when you write jokes, like how do you come up with the idea and like then once you come up with the idea, what's your process to writing the material?
I like to actually sit and write, like take an hour out of the day every day. Sometimes I would just write and there's nothing funny. Sometimes just ideas. I would say so. Like the other day, I was watching comedy video on YouTube just to when you watch somebody doing comedy, you just come up with ideas and you stop and you start writing. So I was just watching this comedy video, and then down there it was like audience chuckle, audience laughing, and it just a thought came to my mind. I was like, what if porn videos had those captions? It'll be funny. You're watching porn and the captions is like cameraman getting an erection, you know, or like assistant director finding lube right now. So it's just I really wrote that last week and I was like, hell yeah. That is stupid. Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah.
That is an amazing idea because I'm not gonna
That's a
lie.
good premise, isn't it? I
Yeah,
just really thought about it and I was like, hell yeah, that's funny.
because like when I watch porn, sometimes I like rewind it just so I can hear what they said. I'm like, no, I gotta hear what did she say? Because that is funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. Yeah, yeah. The worst part about getting a joke that pop in your head though is when you're driving on the highway. That's the worst part.
oh yeah, I that never happens with me because I'm a very bad driver. I can not think about anything. You should see my face when I drive. I'm like this. I cannot even see my phone. I just hate driving because I cannot sit at one place, and driving makes me do so many things at one time. Like it's
Mm,
just a lot, and I have to be at one place. The
yeah.
fucking seat does not move. Car is moving. It's not. It's like least favorite thing in the world. I hate it.
Okay, so do you enjoy roller coasters? Because you're moving, but you're
Oh
still in one
no,
place. You don't do roller coasters?
no. I mean, I've tried everything. But I just don't like it.
You
But
said
yeah,
no. You said no so fast. Like,
so fast, right?
why don't you do roller coasters? You don't do heights or?
No, no. I'm okay with heights as skydiving, so everything. I've done all these bullshit, but like, no, a roller coaster is not. I don't like it, man. There's no reason for things. Some things are just like I don't like that cat. I just don't have a reason for it. I just think she should eat more, I guess. I don't know. Skinny. Yes. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I was just talking to a friend this morning about how I've never seen a cat as a pet animal before. The first time I had a white friend and she was like, I had 3 cats. And I was like, what again? I have 3 cats at home. I was like, what? Cat cannot be a pet animal. They don't give a fuck about anybody. How are you? Why do you have them? Have you ever been greeted by a cat when you come inside the house? They're like, bitch, why are you back? Just pay the fucking rent and get the fuck out of here. It's my house. You know, have you seen a cat's face? They're never happy. They
Yeah, they're
never
not.
come and be like, oh.
No, they're not. They're not.
Dogs, I get it. We have dogs in India. But cats?
So y'all have cats as pets. Yeah, we have
No.
cats as pets. But a lot of people here don't like cats. Like if you have cats as pets, you're considered weird. Cause usually, I don't know, like cats, I don't know if you feel this, but like cats to me, now that I'm getting used to being around them, I don't feel this way as much anymore. But like cats, they will give you like a serial killer death stare. Like,
Yeah.
and you like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna go over there.
No, yeah. With dogs, you're like, all right, he's gonna calm down. But cats, they have this face. They're like, look at the one that you have here. She's like, bitch, why are you still talking? Get the fuck out of my face. Are we done yet? You know?
Oh man. So when you go on stage, man, Ritu, are you representing you or are you representing like your culture?
No, it's me on stage. I don't care about if I think black people are funny, I'll make fun of that. They have too many rules. So you know, you guys have too many rules. My boyfriend is black. I know. He's like, don't do that. I'm like, oh my God. I don't even give a list to me. I'll follow that. Jesus Christ. And he follows Jesus. Also a lie. He goes to church. Oh my God. What am I doing with my life? um, I forgot again what I was saying. You know why this is happening? Because I'll tell you about this thing. So yesterday I went to. Have you heard about float therapy? Floating. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I
No.
have. Yes, yeah, I
You
have.
have.
Yeah.
So I did that yesterday. Whenever I do that, I start forgetting shit. I don't know why. And I did that show. It was a comedy show where you had to float for three times, and then you do the show. I think it was my best set. Like it was
Mm.
so stupid because I forgot all my jokes. I would remember premise. I'll forget the. It was hilarious, and it was my favorite video to watch because it's just so stupid. Um,
What's the benefits of it? Because I wanted to try it, but I've never done
it
it.
is very relaxing for me because I'm not able to sit at one place, so it just is very interesting to me that I can't sit inside that little box with no light, nothing, and be okay with it. And
Mhm.
it relaxes you. It clears. Sometimes you don't sit with yourself enough to process your thoughts. So you know it because you're there in there for an hour and a half. So all your thoughts are gone. You're not judging them. You're just letting them process go by, and then you just come out and you're like, oh shit, my mind is just so clear right
Yeah.
now. Like
Yeah.
I'll think about random stuff, and then it would it's just crossing, and it's very relaxing. It is, yeah.
It's
I really cannot
it sounds
go.
like an LSD trip. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I've never tried that, but I've read about it on Google because I'm
You-
around comedians, so I have to Google about all the drugs. The first time I heard Molly, I was like, "Oh, that's your girlfriend?" And he's like, "No, I tried Molly." Ay ay ay, and I was like, "Oh my God, why do I?" You know, it's
I've tried ecstasy before. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
a
Mm-mm.
joke.
And maybe if you driving from like one side of the country to the other, because it'll keep you up. But other than that, I don't. Mm-mm, no,
Mm,
no.
okay,
So
well,
what made you try love again? You got a boyfriend. Like what made you after the divorce? Like what made you try love again and try love again while chasing this new career path that you want to do?
oh yeah, I got comfortable with myself. It's been 4.5 years, and I took enough time. I took a break. I wasn't dating anybody and just enjoying my own company and stuff. And then finally, somebody who supports what I'm doing, and he's really very nice person. Wow, I'm selling him pretty good. Like you're dating him because he's nice. Wow. Okay. You can date people, I think, when they're nice. Can you? I don't know. Ah, so yeah, I like him. I love him, and I don't know why I try to love again. Ty, you're not my mother. Are you Indian? My Indian mother. Like, why would you do this again? Wow.
No, I think that's beautiful, man. I think when people have that support system that helps them with do their journey, I think it's very beneficial because sometimes you might not feel like you've done the best, and then they might be like, you actually didn't do so bad, So I think it's really important.
Can I get water for a second? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, my sip of water too. Yeah, man. No, you're fine. You're totally fine. You gotta there you go. There you go. Bam.
All
Yeah.
right. What were we talking about?
So has he met the family yet?
His family?
Well, yeah. Have you met his family yet? And have he met your family yet?
Oh, my family's in India.
Okay.
Um, they know about him. They have seen his pictures, and hopefully they will see him next month. But I did meet his family on Thanksgiving.
How was that? You went
I
to a
loved
black
it. I loved
Thanksgiving.
it. I do really think Black culture and Indian culture is a lot similar.
Really?
Like we have big families. We both have big families, you know,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. Thanksgiving was like some of them were watching game, some of them were dancing on TikTok, and the others were just learning about my culture. And
Hmm.
like, and there was one lady who was just cooking nonstop for 9 hours. I was like, you want to check on her? Is she okay? And she wouldn't allow anybody else in the kitchen. It was just like that's how my family is. You
Yeah.
know, one person would be cooking. They're like, get away from me. I know how to do this. I don't want anybody else. And then other people are just dancing. It was just really, it was just it felt back home, just like people are talking a different language.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a lot of people in a small apartment, 18 people. It was hilarious, and some of them were smoking weed outside, and it was just that's how it's in India too. Like some of them will go out and smoke cigarette and like, and then have a conversation that ends 5 hours and like, oh, it's dinner time. Okay, you know. So it just was fun, and but I still don't understand why you need a national holiday to watch a game and have dinner together. I still do not know that, but hey, whatever you guys want to do, I'll
We don't either, man, but we'll gladly take the day off.
take the day off. Exactly, right? I'm like, we drove 3 hours to sit and eat dinner with your family. I love that. I love it.
So like what's the next step that you want to go like in your career? Is it something you're pursuing like full time? Is like, and what would that look like for you if you were to do it full time?
I really have never. I only would say money would be the only thing that would scare me to pursue it full time, because stable income you have to go through. I mean, I am from a poor country, but I just like to live a whole average life, not a you know, not be thinking about where to spend money. I mean, I'm
Right.
not. Yeah, so that would, but getting better at it for now seems really exciting. I love to see myself changing and being comfortable and confident on stage and finally accepting that I am funny and I will keep doing it. And yeah, I really don't want to be famous or anything with this. I just really want to keep doing it and keep getting better and meet new people. And if they're annoying, then not meet them again ever. And just yeah, that's really it.
Thing you
What's your
said.
goal?
Definitely do it full time. I'm not really trying to get famous, but if I can just do it full time and like write for like somebody's sitcom, I will be more than satisfied. My goal is really to be like a stay at home dad who leaves on the weekends. That's really what my thing is. Cause I think that would be dope to be a stay at home dad. I get dinner ready for the wife.
Oh,
Have the kids
yay.
all prepared and ready. And
That's
we
cool.
have a little fun time.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that like people go crazy about their passion. Like I'm happy that I found something, but it is not my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Comedy is not my life. It's still at the end of the day, it's work, and I have to put on a face that have to go make people laugh. Sometimes I don't have a good day at work or like in my personal life, but I have a show and I have to put that face on. So it is work, and you have
Yeah.
to accept it as a separate thing. Some people just make comedy as everything, you know. I would love to be, on Thanksgiving, I want to be with my family or his family instead of doing a show. I would, setting my priorities correctly. So, uh, yeah, I
How
like
do you
that.
find
Yeah.
how do you find that balance to to have that work life balance basically? How do you find that balance?
I'm not there yet. It is not easy. I'm a workaholic. I have a job that I go to 6 days a week, and then I do 4 shows a week. Trying to have a boyfriend not break up with me. I'm like, can you not? It's really hard to get back on apps. I'm just kidding. But it is now. I haven't found that balance. I would love to. That's all I'm saying. But I am realizing that it's not my life. It is just a part of my life. Comedy. I would love to have that as a full time job, just because I don't like to hustle so much. 2 jobs and this and that. But I don't know. But if I don't, I'm retired. I don't want to do an open mic. I will not do it. It's not like 6 days a week. You got to do open mics, or else you're not a real comedian. No, I don't care about that. If I don't feel good and if I want to relax at home, I will do that. So
Yeah,
yes, I don't know.
I'm learning how to get to that point of like not go to every mic and just maybe just rest or sit back, watch a comedy special or write tonight, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And
That's
also
it.
sometimes we as comedians, like, we'll get a evening off and we're like, oh, we should write. And if we're watching TV, we just feel guilty that we didn't write today. Why? I mean, we're also like every other person that who's not a comedian actually comes home and watches TV and have a relaxed evening. Why are we like punishing ourselves to be like, "Ooh, if you don't write, you're not," I mean, just do
Yeah.
it at your own pace. You will take 2 extra years. Who cares? You're gonna live 100. You have cats at home. You got this. I'm
these
vegetarian. I'll live 125.
these
Yeah.
bills, man. That's why these bills is what be
All
talking.
right.
Being a
It's so
vegetarian,
expensive.
I know. Being a vegetarian, I'm a vegetarian too. I've have asked other people from India, like, have they ever ate meat? I've only had one say yes. Have you ever had like a okay, so when you were at Thanksgiving, did they ask you, so what do you eat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You think black people will just pass the question? It's not white people. They will sit and be like, so why would you do that to yourself again? Have you ever look at this? Why would you not eat this? But they had a lot of options for me. That was really nice. It was a plate full of a lot of carbs.
Sides.
And I was like, okay, this is great. Um, but I had meat once by mistake at a
Mm,
restaurant. They gave me a beef burger instead of vegetarian,
mm.
and I ate it like till the last bite, and I kept telling my friend it's the most delicious one I've ever had. We
Wow.
should come back here. And then at the last bite, she was like, Let me give me just a second. I don't think this is vegetarian. And the server was so like sorry that he was like, I'm ready to quit my job if you like. I was like, dude, it's okay. Nobody
Yeah.
saw it. I'm not gonna tell anybody. It's okay. It
It didn't mess up your stomach or nothing?
did, yes. Next day I was in the rest bathroom for like all day.
Dang.
It messed
Yeah.
up. Because I have never had it. It's just my body
Yeah.
reacted to it, I guess. And also, we worship cow in India, so I'm not allowed to move back. I'm not a Hindu anymore, so trying to adopt Jesus.
So how do you guys worship cows in India? How does that work?
I don't know the details, but they do. They're like, we're gonna eat chicken, but we're gonna worship cow. This is how we're different. We're brown, and we just want to make. I don't fucking know why they do it. I don't know. There are 33 million Indian gods. One of them is a cow god. I don't know, man. You guys have one Jesus god. That's what I'm saying. We are so organized. We got
You got
1 billion people, 33 million gods, and you guys one god for so many people. That's why we are so confused. You don't know if Jesus is white, black, yellow. We know our gods are brown. You know what I mean? We got that covered.
Ritu, man, you are hilarious, man. Before we wrap things up here, Ritu, um, what is like? Give us like your worst bombing story.
uh, the worst bomb. I bombed so much that I'm like, oh shit, should I tell him about every bombing? The worst bomb. Oh, it was at. I think I have bombed a lot, though, but not the worst one yet. I don't even know what the worst one is. But I did one show at an Airbnb for the Indian birthday party. They paid me $350 for 20 minutes, and I bombed for 25 minutes. So that was that was hard. Like I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, my people hate me. If I get deported from here, where am I supposed to move? I don't even know because this is it for me. Um, yeah, that was they didn't understand any of the jokes that I was doing because I learned comedy here and I perform for a lot of white and black people. I don't really perform for Indian people. So that's also one of my fear that if I go back and I have to do comedy for my people, they'll be like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? What is anal sex? What the fuck is that?
Wait, y'all don't do anal sex in India? Is that like
With
discouraged?
my Indian food, you really think anal is the way to go? Dude, yeah, it is. That is not. All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
No.
Okay.
Who is who is on your comedy Mount Rushmore?
I mean, what?
Your
You're just like, what are the things that this Indian girl will not understand? Let me write that. Um,
I was going to explain it, but I didn't want to like insult your intelligence, so I was just going to assume that you knew what I was talking about. So, okay, Mount Rushmore is like this mountain with like the founding fathers of America. There's only 4 people on there. So
okay.
basically, who is like your top 4 favorite comics?
All right. You know how to reframe that question for people who English is a second language? You could just be like, who was your inspiration in comedy? How about that? How about not
Okay.
adding Mount Rushmore and then explaining it and then being like, guess who's more smart? Me. Uh, Ty with 4 cats. This is the smarter guy. All right, cool. Um, my comedy inspiration. I like Trevor Noah a lot. And uh, I read a lot of books on comedy because I'm a nerd. I don't really have people who I don't really have a favorite. I
Yeah.
watch whoever I like. This guy Ralph Barbosa or somebody on YouTube is Don't Tell is really cool.
Yeah.
I like to pause and see how he writes and enjoy it, and then Yeah, just sometimes you can just pause and see how people are writing, and it's beautiful to see the
Yeah,
style and just be like, oh shit, this is cool,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Ritu,
Uh,
what if for anybody that's listening out there, any comedians, what kind of advice would you give to them? Anybody listening right now?
I think you've heard this 1,000 times, but have fun on stage and be stupid, be silly. That's your job. Don't be anxious. Anxiety is for Americans, so let them let them deal with it. And yeah, just have fun. It's just remind yourself that you did not get this to be, you know, just have fun. I'm tired. It's been 75 minutes we've been talking. So hey, I think the cat is asleep already. So okay, that's it.
Ritu, tell people why they should listen to comedians in bed.
Oh, this has been so fun. Ty loves to tell people that he's smarter than other people, so that's why you should listen to it. He didn't make fun of my chair, which is beautiful. I spent a lot of money on it. He made fun of it. So come and watch this comedians in bed. He should have picked a better name, but we'll stick to what he has. And you should listen to the podcast because everybody listens to podcasts. It's America. People love podcasts. All right. I love you guys, and that's my time.
Ritu, tell people where they can find you at.
Oh yes, please follow me. Um, I have 1,500 followers. 1,400 are Indian men, but that's okay. You can follow me too. My Instagram is Ritu Comedy, and I have a website that I built by myself for in 1 hour. RituComedy.com. It's a WordPress cheap website, but you can click on shows and figure it out. And please follow me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Follow and Ritu, guys. Also, if you want to watch next week's episode, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ty Erskine, or you can subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We're available wherever you listen to. We definitely appreciate Ritu for stopping through. We will see you guys next week. Once again, we had the wonderful Ritu Tirthani on here. See you guys next week's Comedians in Bed.